Hey guys, I've got my Futaba T14SG here, and I've owned this radio since launch date, and I replaced the 8FG. I've been a long time Spectrum JR user, and the change was not very easy for me. The language on the Futaba is a lot different, and fortunately my experience with the 8FG made this radio much easier, and so far it's coming along pretty well. I wanted to give you a durability update on this thing. I have got 164 hours of use on this right now, and I had a couple of guys message me a few times asking about different features and concerned about how certain things are going to hold up on the radio. So I'm going to go over a few of them. First of all, the gimbals after 164 hours were great. As far as centering, like on programs like the V-Bar, where you're actually looking at where your gimbals are positioning at its center, we're still getting 0, and the springs and the tension in here feel great. It's real smooth, great movement. Jog dial, no problems with the jog dial. In fact, there's no surface wearing on it either. I'm running, I probably, between my compass products and my quads, I've got about 7 products on here, so I am going through this quite frequently. These buttons were brought up to me, concern about them feeling cheap and the springs eventually wearing out in here. They're doing great. I use them quite a bit. No issues there. Trim switches doing good. I did have the opportunity to drop this radio twice, and a couple of notes on that. It had fallen off my table where I was using my sim, and each time I broke a toggle switch, and I've since replaced the toggle switches. My JR radios in the past seemed to bounce a little better. Didn't have that problem before. However, the trade-off here is, from what I've seen, the screen is a little more resilient to scratching on the Futaba as opposed to the JRs. The 11X and the 9503s, I both ended up having some everyday wear and tear scratches on them. In terms of antenna, we're doing good. Everything's nice and tight. This does go in and out of a case quite a bit and slide in the back of my car. The back of the radio, if you recall, on the 8FG, had a problem with the mounting of the trainer port switch, and frequently that would come loose and wiggle. And they have done it in such a way now that when you mount it, the stress of the cable jack itself, you can thread the cable right in here, and it's in the right orientation. Works out great, and I haven't had any problems with that either. 2 more things to mention. The rubber grips. It had been brought up to me that they were concerned that they're going to wear off and come off. Not a problem, and I have the death grip on my radio when I fly, and 164 hours, that's a lot of flight time, and she's doing good. Battery life on the radio, I'm getting, let's see, I'll go to the field and I'll get 20 flights in without having an issue with losing battery of the in the radio itself. And my flights are typically 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Other than that, so far so good. I like it. The language for Futaba, it was a challenge to learn how to use the 8FG, but coming into this, it's a lot simpler, and these 2 buttons right here have really made life a lot easier. On the 8FG, it's easy to get lost in the menus, and you have to do these things that they don't tell you because, in my opinion, the instruction manuals for them weren't user-friendly like the Spectrum ones, and you have to do the double tap to get out and just all these little secret codes. This, they've added the exit and menu buttons, and you can be anywhere and just escape real quick. So that's nice. The switch spacing is real nice. The fact that you finally have a vibe tone on this radio is really cool too, and you can feel it and you can hear it when you're out there flying. I don't fly nitro, fly electric, and don't have a problem hearing any of that at all. But all in all, for the value and the money, this has been a really good radio, And if anybody's got any questions, shoot them to me and I'll answer them. Thanks. See ya.